topic is a timely one, the issue of bullying. It dawns upon me that when I was invited to moderate this, that my first point of resistance was one that was subliminal, that I was not really aware of. I had to think about it for a while. I grew up in North Philadelphia, and while you probably cannot tell by looking right now, I was a chunky little kid. What, did I say something funny? No. I mean, and you know, look, when you grow up in tight quarters, people always find the most obvious thing to pick on. Here's a good example of bullying that's taking place on an international scale. There's an organization known as ISIS. They're not that big. They don't have that much. But right now they are bullying the entire world. Because sometimes size is what's going on in someone's mind. An elephant, when he's a baby, an elephant, you tie a little cord around tie a rope around his ankle, put it to a stake, and that cord holds it still. When that elephant grows, that cord is meaningless. He could snap it like a thread. But because the elephant still perceives that the cord has the strength to hold him, that cord still grips him tight. He doesn't move. And so sometimes people are manipulated by what they perceive the other person to have or be.
I'm so glad to see so many of you came out this morning to participate in this forum. My job is simple. I just want to give you an idea how we started NoMo. I started Southwest New Stop in 1997. Southwest New Stop is a drug and alcohol treatment facility. And in working with so many people that were addicted, one of the things that always came to the surface, you know, addiction don't start when someone pick up a joint, some crack, some heroin. Addiction start when you're 5 and 6 years old. It comes to the forefront when you're old enough to do something about your pain and you can pick up a joint or so forth. But as a therapist, one of the things that always came out to me, every person that we treat, it goes back to adolescence or something happened when they were a child. I wanted to start a nonprofit that deals specifically with children to prevent them ever smoking a cigarette, drinking a shot of liquor, picking up a joint, making it unpopular. That's what started NoMo. But what it means is no more illiteracy, no more teen pregnancy, no more drug addiction, no more alcohol addiction. And we go into schools and we do great presentations.
Okay, bullying is the act of intentional intimidation for the purpose of controlling another's thinking and action. And that action is effective when the bullying person accepts that intent.
We also spend a lot of time on talking about the bullier. So the person doing it is usually insecure, compensating for their internalized pain, acting out their own insecurities, seem confident but are insecure.
We came up, the definition of bullying is people hurting people to take the power over someone else, to make them feel inferior. It's the loss of faith and humanity to make someone feel less than.
Our organization is called Teach Anti-Bullying. We have been a nonprofit organization for the last 3 years. And I'm glad we were able to come here and work with you today and give you a 3-credit crash course on anti-bullying, which you're going to get in the next 45 minutes.
A lot of these programs are looking at this problem, but the bottom line is it starts from the age of newborn. And here you look at a problem, you say, are children born bad? There is no mother in this room that I'm sure, I bet my life, when your child came through your womb, the pediatrician said, here you go, here's your deviant child, good luck with him or her. And I'm sure the child didn't come out screaming saying, don't leave me with these crazy people. This problem in children today are a product of their environment, whether it's in the home or it's in our communities. And unfortunately, they need a lot of wraparound services.
Bullying has to do with the deficiency of the person, a deficiency. And if you don't watch it, that deficiency can turn into a very bad characteristic that can really harm the person, the bully. Because bullies like to find someone who is quiet and meek. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for stiff competition. They're not looking for someone to challenge their abilities. They're looking for the weakest, meekest person to pick on. But it comes in all forms.
Come take a walk in my shoes. See what I've been through the tears, the pain, the rain, through the struggle. Come take a walk in my shoes. Not to follow me into the future, but to tie the strings and walk the road where I've been. By the upper left is I'm gone. My mother shed tears and a piece of me was missing, wondering what we did wrong. Come take a walk in my shoes. See what I've been through the tears, the pain, the rain, through the struggle.
I want to say even more so than DHS, but that's the one agency that truly goes out of its way to find different ways to approach our behavioral health issues without a second thought. If they find out one child is getting less service than it needs, it would create a program especially for that child. I mean, and I say this because I'm very close to it. We have some serious issues. This bullying is just one of many that our children, but the mental health of our children is deteriorating so fast, we can't keep the pace.
First of all, I want to thank you for your attentiveness and for the courtesy that you've extended one to the other as we shared with one another. There's an African village where when a person does something that is socially wrong and offensive one to another, they do the very opposite of what we do. And what we do is we isolate, we subtract you, and then we punish you. In this village, what they do is all of the elders come together and circle the person who's done wrong, and each one of them pours into that person's life what they have known of them and what they have believed about them all of their life, and shares with them how their action has taken them away from the dreams and the beliefs that we've all had for you. One at a time, they go around the circle. And in other words, the more you offend, the closer the circle comes to you and says to you, this is what we believe for you, what we believe about you. And we are reminding you of the better elements, or as Barack Obama would say, the better angels of your nature. People would come closer. And that's something that we need to do. And we need to curriculamize a response to bullying so that it is not something that happens haphazardly, where a mother doesn't have to come, where a father doesn't have to bring it to bear. And more importantly, more than anything else, we need to begin to empower students, the children themselves, to have the tools and the skills to confront, in circles of justice and negotiation, ways to bring back a balance of power. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a real pleasure to spend this time with you.